Okay, hi, this is Casey, and I'm going to be doing some live training this morning, starting right now. Thank you for joining us about how to get your content set up for the best SEO optimization. And nowadays, Google is sending a lot of traffic. More people are searching for traffic than ever before. And if you don't have a good search engine optimization strategy, you're losing out and your competitors are going to get ahead of you. And so as you're developing your product and your service, it's really important that you are communicating with a content marketing strategy. And the best way to do that is to have SEO, search engine optimization, and get your content out there. So I'm going to give a couple really quick tips to help you, and these techniques are not difficult to get started. You should be able to do it right away, and it will have an immediate impact on your business. So get ready for some really good tips, and I recommend that you that you just start out with them right away. And also, if you have any other tips that you want to add, just leave it in the comments, and I'd be really interested in hearing your feedback as well, because obviously I don't know everything, but what I have learned I want to share. So the first thing I want to talk about is having a plan for your content and having a schedule and planning it out in advance. So the first thing that we want to do is become an authority, and so we want to write a piece of content that will cover a lot of different topics. And then after we have a main piece of content that covers a lot of topics, we want smaller content that is more targeted and drills in. But the first thing we're going to do is the broad content that will establish your website as an authority. So I'm going to use an example from a health website that I have called Plant-Based Healthy Life. Sorry about that. So the first piece of content I'm going to want to do for is called Plant-Based. I'm going to try to make my handwriting meal plan. I want my handwriting to look good. Okay, that's going to be the first piece of content, and this is a pretty broad area. Okay, so I'm going to do this content like this. Okay, and then I'm going to make this really a big master article. And this article is going to have all kinds of stuff in it. It's going to have infographics. It's going to shoot off into a lot of different topics. It's going to be very large. And I recommend doing a lot of research and taking your time on this. Some people that have done this do it at up to 10,000 words. I've heard it going to 40,000 words. Whatever topic, whatever you feel like needs to be in this to make this complete, do it, but I recommend that you put a lot of time into it and make it very long and authoritative so that you are the expert, your website is the expert on this deal. So then after you write this master post right here, then we're going to write sub posts, right? So we'll do plant-based meal plan, and we'll do something like I'll just do an abbreviation, PB lunch, so then it talks about lunches, and then we do something plant-based breakfast, okay, and dinner, etc., right? And so each one of these mini posts is going to link back to the main post using internal links, and this will show that this is the main piece of content and that you're an authority, but it'll start building keywords for all of these little posts. And you can also do other keywords that are a little bit more like a big thing is plant-based protein. So we'll go plant-based protein, and then we'll write an article about that, and we'll link back, and we'll just have a whole series of articles that are linking to this main piece of content. And these smaller articles don't have to be quite as long as the master article, but it should still be very well written. And I'm going to give you a couple tips right now on how to write a really good article. And one of the things you want to do is go just a simple tool that everybody knows, and that's Google. You'll go to google.com, and we're going to go ahead and do that now. And just for this example, we're going to type in plant-based meal plan. And we're not going to hit the return button. We're just going to type it, and it should bring up a list of all the keywords. Okay, you can see the list of keywords right there on the screen right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that list, and I'm going to include that article, or I'm going to include all those keywords in this master article. Okay, I'm going to include all those keywords, and I'm actually not just, I'm going to do that for every single topic that I write. And when I have that list of keywords that you see right now on the screen, and as I write my article, or I have my writer write the article, they're going to include all of those keywords inside of the content. And so then now if you click enter and get the results, now you search down to the very bottom of the screen, and you'll see another list there. You can see those keywords right there. Now I take that list and I copy that list also. I include it, and I make sure I include all of those keywords inside of my content as well. And that's why you really need a long piece of content, because if you have all these keywords stuffed into a small piece, Google is going to know that that's just keyword stuffing, and they're not going to pay any attention to your content. So it's got to be very useful, valuable, and it's got to be long, so it's long enough to fit all those keywords in. And then another tool that we use to do this is you go to keyword.io, and we'll type in the same search term there, and we'll get a whole nother list. And this list is very long, and this one's going to be difficult to get everything inside of your content. But if you're going to do this master 40,000 word piece of content, then you'll be able to get a bunch of those in there. And you can see that list, how comprehensive it is and how many keywords there are. So that's a really good strategy. One thing you got to think about, okay, think long term. They say that SEO is long term. I'll tell you, you'll get results immediately, but it'll continue to grow. And as you develop this masterpiece of content, this content is going to be extremely valuable, right? So if it costs you, let's say $1,000 to write this, to hire a writer, and to get graphics and to do a video and to make this really nice content, that $1,000 could generate millions of dollars. I really think about that, millions of dollars, because if this becomes ~1 for 1,000 search terms in Google, and you start sending 10,000 visitors a day there in the future for however many years that it's ~1, it could be ~1 for 10 years, and you're sending 10,000 visitors a day. This article, this one piece of content could be worth millions of dollars. So you need to think about that when you're making your plan long term, how valuable content is now online. And so it's worth taking the time to write a 10,000 word article or a 40,000 word article. It's really worth it. And so another really quick tip that you want to pay attention to is questions. The amount of people on search engine right now with Google are using their phones, right? And I don't have my phone with me, or else I would show it, but you'll just say, hey Google, how do I lose weight on a plant-based diet? Or Google, can I start a plant-based meal plan? And so you're wanting to write your content thinking about mobile users and questions they ask. And one of the great ways to do that is a website called Answer the Public. And you go to answerthepublic.com and you just type in your term plant-based meal plan. And as you do that, it will then give you all of the questions that people are asking. Okay, and again, it's all planning your content. And as you have these questions, you answer these questions inside of your content. And you want to answer as many of the questions that you see on Answer the Public as you can. And as you answer those questions when people are doing that on cell phone, then Google's going to send them to your content, because you're going to be an authority, and you're going to be the place that they want to go to. And the key about using that Google tool and the keyword tool and Answer the Public is Google really cares about their product. They want to send the top answers and the top searches to the best content. So as you write that content, Google is more than happy to send people to your web page, because you're you're their product, which is answering their questions, right? So they need you. Google needs you to write good content, and that's what we're here to do, is to fulfill that content. The people need us to have good content. We're going to send that out. So I want to show you some statistics here on what we've done using some of these strategies, and this is just from the last month. If you look at that image that I have set up here, this is a report on the last 30 days, and you can see that we have a total of 834 new keywords in the last 30 days. And a lot of those are in the top 3 positions, 1, 2, and 3, which are really valuable. And they're also in the 4 to 10. And even if you just look at that very first keyword, I'm not sure which page that list is on. If you look at the top keyword that's brand new in the month, and that's cryptocurrency trading strategy. This is for a trading website called tradingstrategy.com. And we've been using some of these SEO techniques to write this content. And that is number 1. And if anybody's paying attention to anything right now, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is huge. And so that article that we implemented is now number 1. And we're getting a lot of traffic. And it's really valuable. That's a valuable piece of content. It's already gotten us thousands and thousands of new visits and thousands of leads and thousands of new customers, all because of doing good SEO. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention, and I didn't have the screenshot set up on this, but you can just take notes, is if you're using WordPress, you want to use a plugin that we use called SEO Presser, and it's $9.99 a month or $9.95 a month. And SEO Presser is really good at giving you structured data, which is really important, and I'm not going to go into it right now, but it's really also very good at speaking to the search engines. And since we started using SEO Presser, we really had a big boost in search engine traffic. And so I highly recommend, if you're using WordPress, to use SEO Presser. Okay, so that's it for today.